Your jumpstart for the day is Matthew chapter 7, verse 12. You've heard this before. It's called the Golden Rule, and here's what it says. Do to others whatever you would like them to do to you. This is the essence of all that is taught in the law and the prophets. Let's just focus on that first part, right? Do to others whatever you would like them to do to you. Let me ask you a question. What would your answer be if somebody came to you and said, tell me whatever you want? Somebody came to you and said, what would you want me to do for you? Tell me whatever you would want me to do for you. I couldn't even begin to offer you suggested answers, right? But my guess is whatever your answer was to that person, it'd be a good one, right? Let's just take one example. Maybe somebody walked up to you and said, hey, what would you like me to do for you? Whatever you say, I'll do that for you. And you happen to have just found out that your utility bill was like $100 more than it normally is. You might say to that person, well, I'm glad you asked because I'm $100 short on my utility bill. And they pulled out their wallet, their purse, they counted out five $20 bills and they handed it to you. Now, listen, whatever your answer to whatever is, the power of this verse is that Jesus is telling you to go do to others that very thing. I mean, you might not be able to whip out five $20 bills and pay somebody's power bill or help them out with their power bill. But I bet you could give somebody a couple dollars if they asked. I bet you could buy somebody's lunch that's behind you in line. I bet you could pay for somebody's coffee. I bet you could, you see what I'm saying? You see how this works? This is like whatever you would want somebody to do for you, do that very same thing for somebody else. It's amazing how this principle would fix a whole lot of stuff, wouldn't it? It would fix the way that we speak to one another because we would start talking to people the way that we would also like to be talked to ourselves. Can I suggest this? And it's convicting for me as well. My guess is that we say and post things that we would not like people to say and post about us. My guess is that we want people to give us the benefit of the doubt, but we're maybe not willing to give others the benefit of the doubt. We want to be seen and perceived with grace and seen in the best light, but then we typically tend to see other people in the worst light. Jesus' teaching flips all that on its head. Today, I'm challenging you as you step out of your house and begin to move about in your office, on your campus, wherever, in Zoom, wherever you are, wherever you encounter people, I'm challenging you to do for those people whatever you wish that they would do for you. And when you do that, it actually sums up what our translation says is the essence of all that is taught in the law and the prophets. You today could be the best example of what we read about in all of the Old Testament. You could be the fulfillment of that for people today. They could look at you and say, oh, that's what the Bible's all about because of how you treat them. Have a great day, y'all.